All right, I'm waiting to see if it is live. Yay, it says I'm live. Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Margaret and welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top mugs to be looking for when you are out at garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, looking for things to flip on eBay. Pardon me for that. I have started selling hard goods again, meaning things that are more than just jewelry, because I've been selling jewelry pretty much almost exclusively for at least a year now, and I've had to start branching out into other things. So this is a video just to kind of freshen up on one of the things that I really enjoy picking up to sell. That's coffee mugs. And I know when I first started selling on eBay and Etsy, and I heard people talking about selling mugs, I just thought it was bananas that people bought used mugs, but they really do. And there are some mugs that you can get that sell for quite a lot of money. And so I'll show you my process also, because I've been kind of freshening up my, just sort of my mental catalog of what to look for when I'm out, because it's really important to know high ticket items when you see them. And some of these mugs you can pick up for pretty cheap, and there are some that can sell for a really, really big profit. So I'll show you kind of how I go about looking, and also what are some of the top mugs to be on the lookout for that you might be able to find. And I am live, and I will, if you've got questions or anything like that, then drop them in the chat. And if you're watching this later and you're interested in catching me live, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it. I'm going to try to hold off on too much talking in the chat till towards the end. I want to say hey to everybody, but I want to get like the bulk of all of the information up front for people who are here later that are like diving into just wanting the research. And then I'll come talk a little bit over there. Okay, so I've done a number of videos in the past about selling mugs, but I wanted, like I said, to freshen up and see what has changed, because I know I used to pick up Otagiri and there were Starbucks mugs. There were all kinds of things I used to pick up, and they may or may not be, I mean, because if you are reselling, it's a fluctuating market. You know, it's constantly fluctuating. I guess I'm just going to repeat myself. So it's good to keep an eye out on those kind of changes. So let's take a peek at the first mug that I want to be on the lookout for. And this is one that has been kind of come and go. I didn't think that Starbucks mugs were really selling that much anymore. But when I was looking today, well, first let me share with you what I did. So when I'm doing my research, let me open a new tab over here. When I'm doing my research, just to give you a little, if I can type in eBay correctly, eBay. So when I was researching for this video, I just came over and I typed in coffee mugs, right? And some of you that are more seasoned resellers may know this already. I just typed in coffee mug, singular, search, and then I'm going to look at solds. This way you can come and see like other coffee mugs as well that might be selling. So I'll come over to sold, I click that, and then you can sort these by ended recently or highest ticket price. So of course I kind of skim through quickly what's sold recently to see if there's any like hot commodity that's hot right now. But then what I do is I come over and I clicked the wrong button. Darn it. Curses. Click back. So then I'll go through and I'll sort by highest first, and some of these are bananas prices. I was looking at, they were just insane. But what I do, and the reason I wanted you to know was because I want you to know why I chose the mugs that I decided to focus on, is I start just scrolling through, and I don't pay too close attention to things like these one-offs and the big numbers. What I look for are things that I'm noticing multiple times. So I'm just getting my eyes, like I can do this while I'm watching TV. I'm just scrolling through, looking for something that I see again and again and again. And so that's what I do. And that's how I decided on which ones to share in this video. And then I went through and did the search for that particular brand and tried to see what was consistently selling for that price. And that's where I went with this. So as far as Starbucks mugs go, I came back and I just did a search for Starbucks mugs, and I will search in a different tab, and I'll do ended recently. I'll do another tab where I look at highest priced ones, and then I also look at the lowest priced ones that sold, because then I'll know also, like, these are the ones I need to avoid. All right, that's what I did. So this is just ended recently, and I'm looking through, and the ones I was noticing were that were selling for a lot higher prices tended to be ones that were foreign. So like here's Berlin, and that's not a giant price, but if you pick it up for a quarter, hey, why not? Vancouver, Chicago's not foreign, but Madrid. So you can see that, like, here's Florida, and it's just like $10, right? So that's where I went with that. Let me come over, and those are the ended recently's. So here's one. Can you see that? No, you can't. Hang on, let me fix my window over here. I popped it up and just looked at the first one. Scooch, scooch. Here we go. So here's ones that Slovakia, and this one sold for $115. Definitely be on the lookout for that one. But I think just keeping an eye out for like ones from different countries. So here's ones from Los Cabos in Mexico. I saw quite a few of these ones, so that might be somebody got it on vacation. Look at $500, 21 bids. Wow. And the thing was, the reason I decided to pull it up was because I saw multiples of that one that have sold. So here's Epcot, Starbucks Epcot, that sold for $115. And what was this one? Rare Montana discontinued error. There were a couple of these ones too. So, and that was why I chose that one. And then here's a Texas one that was just like a recently sold one, $20. I was like, wait a minute, I'm in Texas. All right, here's another one with Los Cabos. So, I was thrifting of interest. I never picked up mugs, recently started at the bins. That's a good idea. I haven't been yet to the outlet here, but I need to go. I haven't been at all ever, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, so while I had taken Starbucks off my radar, I think it's time for me to start putting it back on the radar, and especially with certain ones. So it might be worth picking them up and doing a search, online if you've got some that you're at the Goodwill or wherever, to check that one out. Okay, so we're bringing Starbucks back a little bit. All right, next up, let me see if I've got my windows in order. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? We're going to drop that one down. Okay, so the next one, which I've talked about this mug, I think, before. I've sold one for sure, I know. So if nothing else, I've talked about it in the solds video. This is the brand Ray Dunn. Can you see that over there? Okay. So Ray Dunn, hopefully I'm saying that name right, is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It stands out. You can tell it's a Ray Dunn by the style. I'm trying to make my window where you can see it a little bit bigger. There we go. So those tall letters that look like they're handwritten, boss lady or peace, joy, that kind of thing. So that's a very telltale Ray Dunn sign or of a mug. So these ones are really popular right now. Well, that one didn't do so great, but there were some that sold for a pretty good price. So this was just a recently sold, ended recently. So here was one that I saw. I really did get my tabs already, but it just, I don't know. Anyway, so here, let's try that again over here. I was prepared, really I was. All right, so this one sold for $89.95. This is a Halloween toxic one. Here's another one that these two sold for $150. And there's some other Halloween ones, which is Brew, that sold for $125. So that's a pretty steady brand that you can look for. And I think, let's see, in the chat they're talking about Ray Dunn. If you're watching later, make sure you're looking at the chat, because I think you can see it after the fact, because people are leaving really good tips. Ray Dunn are the farmhouse decor equivalent of Beanie Babies, no looks this. Well, yeah, and they put out other stuff too. As you can see, like down here is like a little dish, and there's other things as well. But you can see the block, or it's not block lettering, but the long stick lettering. So that's something to look for. All right, so let's take a look. And I just saw we were in a little shop on the square, like a little antique shop. It wasn't antiques though, but they had some Ray Dunn stuff in there as well. All right, let's take a look at next. Now this is another one that I thought was like, oh, I don't really pick up this anymore. But I'm gonna fix my tab again, make it a little bigger for you. But okay, so let's talk about Fire King. I had stopped even looking at Fire King stuff because it just was like not really selling for me. Maybe, I don't know if it's something that just is starting to come back, or if it was just I wasn't looking at the right things, or I wasn't finding the right things. But as I was searching through the highest coffee mugs sold, Fire King stuff just kept popping up and up and up. And again, this is where it's really important to look at the lowest price ones that sold as well, so you'll know like how to distinguish, like, okay, if I see these ones out there, meh. If I see these ones out here, okay, let's go. So, and I know there's a lot of chat. I'm going to come in a minute and I'll talk in the chat. So don't fret. I'll be there. So anyway, what I was noticing, these are the ended recently ones. What I was noticing with the Fire King are some of the jadeite ones, and it's particular, and then some of the ones that have characters on them are doing really well. Like the plain milk glass, that's just like the white milk glass stuff, like just kind of blah, or with a single color. Like this has got a design, but it's like one color. Those ones weren't doing very well. So let's see. Are you going to finish loading? This was my search for the highest. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah. When I searched Fire King highest price, these are the ones that I was seeing. So there's one called, I think this says Philby. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but that I have to dive a little deeper into what that means and what the style is, because that's what I'm seeing a lot. This one, Fire King Jadeite D-handled Philby. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Flat bottom mug. So I'm seeing that again and again, right, on the highest price ones that have sold, which is bananas to me. You know, if I see it one time, I just think like it's a fluke or it's a weird, I don't know, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. But when you see it again and again and again from different sellers, then you start paying attention. So another thing I was noticing are some of the ones that have different characters. Here's some little happy face ones. And there were a number of Snoopy ones that I saw that had sold for a really high price. So definitely, let's see, I've got some more windows pulled up over here. There's that. Okay, so here's what I talk about with the price, searching for the lowest. So you can kind of see like, oh, this one's like $4. Now to me, like anything like probably $15 or more, I'm like, that's awesome, especially if I pick them up for a quarter. However, I will say Goodwill is getting bananas with their prices on mugs. I think I paid $1.99 for one, but it was like, okay, I know I'm going to make my money back. So like you can see these just plain white ones, or this kind of like, I don't even know what color that is. Rust, sort of, yellow. Yeah, they like the birds, or yeah. So knowing like, okay, these are ones that maybe are like, no, I'm not going to go for that, and focus on the others. All right, so let's take a peek at some of the others that I picked up. Here we go again. Okay, I'm going to resize this real quick for you. Maybe if I can find the little tab. If you're watching this and you're like, who is this woman? She doesn't know what she's doing. I promise I do. There we go. Okay, so here is this jadeite mug over here, and that's that green color. So that one's sold. I still can't believe on the price on that one. Good golly, y'all watched me fix this. Now it's, what have I done? What have I done? There we go. And then here's another one. So I still have a hard time believing somebody's paying that amount for these mugs. So, but hey, all right. Keep looking. So here's that. Is that the Snoopy one again? Yeah, there's a different Snoopy one that sold for $110. And as you can see down here, there are some Snoopy ones that aren't selling for that amount, but they still seem like a good price to me, you know, especially if I'm picking them up for, I mean, I think even if I bought it for $2 and it sold for $45, I'd be pretty happy. So let's see. Then these ones with the little fruit, those sold for $80. That's pretty good. It's $20 a mug. And then here are some of these cute little kid animals on them. All right, so Fire King, which is again one that I was surprised to see in the running when I was looking through. All right, so let's take a look at our next one. This was a totally new one for me. And this is something I had not even heard of this brand before, but this is one that when I was searching for the highest priced ones kept popping up again and again. And I feel bad because I usually am talking in the chat the whole time, and I'm really trying to be diligent about waiting till the end and talking in a second. So this brand is called Moomin Valley Park. And so I really had to do my homework on what this was. So some of you guys may already know what Moomin Valley is. I'm going to make it big. And I'll show you some of the artwork as well. So this has ended recently. And it's got these, I mean, there was a lot of them with this sort of winter scene with a girl and maybe her dog. Can y'all see that? Okay. And, but then there are other characters as well. Like this chick, she reminds me of me with a red ponytail and wearing a black and white dress. So she sold for $50. So again, let's see this is highest shipping price. That I don't know about that price, but they were selling for all over the place, really high prices. And then here are some other ones. This was the lowest shipping price and lowest price with shipping, I mean. But to me, this is still really good. If I'm finding a mug that is selling for this amount, that I'd be happy with $40. So, yeah. And I wanted to show you the bottom. Can you see that? No, you can't. Oh, I hope you could see those other ones because I was off on the wrong screen. Hang on. Let me try to. It's trying to make me grab the wrong thing. Hang on. There. Okay, so here you can see. I'm going to kind of zoom it in on this. What a mess, right? There it is. So when I saw this is the bottom of the mug, and you can see these little characters, and Moomin Valley Park by Arabia, I guess it depends on how you want to pronounce that. And I think it's a cartoon, right? So here's my research over here. I was like, what is this? I need to see what these different characters look like. So if I see them out and about, I'll know. Somebody's going to know where they're from. So here are some of the different characters. And yeah, they're fun, bizarre, but they're a little bizarre, like a hippo thing. And yeah. Okay. So there's that other one. Okay, Moomin Valley. So if you see something like that or something with these little bit, I don't want to call them strange because I like them, but look at this guy. He's fun. Some of these characters, then flip it over and see if you see Moomin Valley. That's kind of fun to say too. So now I'm noticing, like Nola was asking where are they from. I'm noticing a few of them say Japan on them, New Japan 2019. So I wonder if it's a Japanese animation type deal. You know. Hello everybody. I'm going to come in the chat in a second. How many friends do we have watching, by the way? Let me go to see real fast. Oh, my thing isn't showing me. Maybe somebody will tell me. Okay. If you're watching, go over there and hit the thumbs up. And we will keep going, diving in. All right, so next up, we have got, this is another one that was new for me. Let's see if I can grab the right one. Here it is. Okay, so this is a new one for me as well. Henri Bendel. I'm going to get fancy and say it. Henry Bendel. Okay, so these are ended recently. And what I'm noticing because I want to kind of have something in the back of my head. So when I'm searching a shelf full of mugs, like what am I looking for? Okay, I'm noticing stripes, these black and white vertical stripes, and I'm noticing these kind of watercolor figure characters that almost look like what they would paint for like fashion week, or like, look at these girls having so much fun, it's fashion time, right? I don't know. That's my take on that. So, or fancy dog, look at this fancy dog, or fancy building. So that kind of reminds me of like a French style. Anyway, oh, sweet. Okay, so Henri Bendel, those are the ended recently. Did I select the highest price ones? No. But I wanted to show you, like, here are the characters or some of the models on this brand mug. And this one sold for $125. So, thank you so much. I'll be there. And then here's another one that sold for $64, and it's Henri Bendel Beach Girls mug. but same kind of style, kind of looking like a watercolor style painting on there. So that's something to look for. And I forgot to grab a picture of the bottom. I wonder if this person has it on there. There we go. That always helps. So there it is. Henry with an I. Bendel. Okay, there's that. That was a new one for me as well. So I have some other ones. I think that was 5. But I was like, okay, I have a few others that I saw up there that might be, some of them might be harder to find because but I thought I would share them anyway. So I'm sure if you're reselling, you've heard of Supreme, which is something that a lot of the clothing resellers sell or look for. I don't know a whole lot about Supreme, but there apparently are Supreme coffee mugs, and they stack and they spell out Supreme. And I kept noticing it in the higher ticket, price stuff. So do I think this is like a brand you're going to find all the time? No, but if you see it out there, it's just like that was the only Supreme mug out there. But if you see it, then hey, that's like $100 waiting to be brought home for you. Almost $100. I wonder why they sold theirs less, and they must have had some sort of issues. So I guess anything Supreme, right? So there's another one. Okay, so then another brand that I was looking at was this Franciscan Atomic mug. And Franciscan is a brand, but I don't always, all of their stuff does not do well. But this is one that I saw a number of times. It's kind of that stoneware look. But I guess because it's got this, can y'all see that? No, y'all can't. Gracious. Let's see. Oh yeah, Christina's saying be careful because Supreme is highly faked. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if they would fake the mugs. Do you think they'll fake the mugs? Maybe they would. All right, so yeah, so Franciscan is a brand that you might see a lot, but not all Franciscan stuff will sell. But I think because this has got this mid-century modern atomic burst, that might be, my page is trying to quit on me. Don't quit on me now. So yeah, anything, I think of the mid-century modern stuff is just something to look out for anyway. And this was just for me. I was like, that's fun. Don't even. It's $76, but I pulled this up because I was like, look at that picture. Oh, wrong one. Anyway, his funny face made me laugh, so I forgot to close that tab out. Okay, so another brand, I've sold this brand before as well, and that's Emma Bridgewater. And this is an Emma Bridgewater mug that's sold, it's got hedgehogs, but there's something, so when you're looking at the different brands, sometimes they've got telltale signs or things that they have in common. So with Emma Bridgewater stuff, a lot of times you'll find these little cute animals or cute paintings, but there's a lot of times these, you see how there's big wording? She'll have big wording around the edges of stuff, pardon me, or on the inside. So here is an Emma Bridgewater mug with these little mice, and you can see the big wording across the top. And then again, here's another one with the flowers, but the wording is on the inside of the cup. See how it says holly on the inside of the cup? So that's something if you're, or here, like around the edges of this bowl, when you see that big wording around it, flip it over, see if it's an Emma Bridgewater, because that can sell for a pretty good price. So there's those. Now this one doesn't even, I wouldn't even have known those polka dots were Emma Bridgewater, but pardon me. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Oh, they didn't take a picture of the bottom. For shame. Okay, let's navigate away. Let's find somebody who's got a picture of the bottom. Boop, boop, boop. Here, that looks like one that looks like a winner. All right, flip it over. Let's see. Pardon me. Do you have a picture of the bottom? Clicking on the arrow. There we go. So, Emma Bridgewater. I feel like there's a different bottom as well. Anyway. Okay, so those are the ones, the main big mugs that I have seen lately, or when I was looking on the what sold. Pardon me. So definitely keep an eye out for those. But if you wanted to go through and look for some more that you could look at to see what we're repeatedly selling, then that's something to do. So now I'm going to come say hey in the chat, see if there's any questions. Thanks for waiting for me. And hi over there, Tam and Diane. I'm just going to flip through real fast. And I see Turtle Traders there. Hello, everybody. I'm looking for some questions. Yeah, I am starting to pick up more hard goods to sell because we need the money. So there's that. It's funny how that changes everything suddenly when it's, you got to pay those bills, right? Let's see. God's Child said, saw a Mexico one yesterday. Should have picked it up. Oh dear. Yeah, Tim, I didn't have Goodwill bins when I was in Houston. She says no Goodwill bins near me. But there are some here which I have not been to yet. And I drive by one of them fairly frequently. But I always have the kids with me. I don't know about taking the kids with me. So, Thrifting Adventure saying Ray Dunn is popular there. It's always on clearance at TJ's. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you could flip it, because some people do that. Like, I was talking to somebody else that, I don't want to give away their secret, because then they probably will never talk to me again. But yeah, going to places and buying stuff, because maybe you've got it at yours, but maybe somebody else doesn't have it at theirs, and so they might want it, you know what I mean? So, oh dear, I missed the first part of what Julie says. Oh, yeah. Now her new black line is hot here. So Ray Dunn, Julie is saying that it's been popular in the South for a while. Now her new black line is hot. I'll have to look up what the black line is. And I'm reading in the chat. Thank you so much, Mary. It just jumped because now I can't finish reading what you said. Christine says, if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't spend it on a mug. This is true. It's funny how your income can change the way you view what you want to spend money on. I know from recent experience. Yeah. Beth says, I sold my Jadeite Fire King mugs 2 years ago, nowhere near that price. I know, right? And now I want to go back, and I'm probably going to go back and look at Jadeite, like Fire King Jadeite mugs, and see if there's like a range of, it has to have like that D-shaped handle, or it has to have like this certain thing, because I just want to make sure. But I mean, I'm going to definitely do my homework and check it out when I get into the store, if I put it in my basket. Okay, so my thing is not telling me how many people are in here, but I hope you're enjoying, and I hope you found this video helpful. There are lots of ways to make money online, and I'm going to be sharing more videos like this. I've been sharing quite a few more about strategies on selling on eBay, and things like that, because it is good to brush up and know what to be on the lookout for when you're out and about. And I am glad you guys came. So make sure you leave me a comment if you're watching later. Thank you for coming live if you're watching me now. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Yeah, and have a really great evening, everybody. Bye. I'm stopping.